On the Seder night, we have a mitzvah to eat maror, bitter herbs, which are horseradish and romaine lettuce, the size of a little bit less than an ounce. We dip it into the sweet charoset, we say a blessing, and we eat it. And the reason that we eat maror is to remember the bitter times that our forefathers went through in the land of Egypt. But why remember the bitter times and the hardships? What's the purpose? And if we need to remember the bitterness, why dip it into the sweet charoset? Actually, our bitterness that we felt in Egypt was the key to our redemption, because we never got used to Egypt. We never felt that we belonged, and we never said that they're the masters and we're the slaves. We always felt that it's unjust and it needs to change. If we hadn't felt that way without the bitterness, we probably would never leave Egypt, because the tradition tells us that a shocking 80% of the Jewish people said, we don't want to leave Egypt, it's our home, and they died in Egypt. But for the rest of us, when Moshe came to us and said that God's going to take you out of Egypt, we believed him, because the bitterness and the unjust feeling that we felt that it's not right, that it needs to change, that preserved our faith that it is going to change and better times are ahead. We all have our own personal Egypt, our limitations and shortcomings, but heaven forbid, never make peace with them, because the soul within us knows no limits. And this is the reason why we dip the bitter herbs into the sweet charoset, because bitterness alone without any direction can be very self-destructive. But if you add some optimism and life into the bitterness turns into a springboard of freedom and redemption. Have a happy Shabbos and a very good Pesach.